What's going on, YouTube? Welcome back to episode I have no idea of our MTG tutorial, playthrough, walkthrough, gameplay videos. We're going to be getting it right back into it with our gate deck. I have actually thought of another huge benefit to playing this deck, and that's your quests, your daily quests that you get. Normally it's cast, as you see for me, 30 red or black spells, or they'll be cast green or blue or what have you, just a whole bevy of different kinds of requirements. And since we're doing everything with the gate deck, we're able to finish quests all the time. Even if unless it's a mono black requirement quest, we're going to be able to do it because we're always casting spells of different colors, attacking with creatures, doing all the things. So it's another great reason you should play this. As you can see, we're gold tier 1 from the top corner here, making progress, doing big things. It's looking like we're going to be shooting for platinum this season, which is pretty cool in our first official season of pushing. So we'll see how far we can get now and then in the future, but let's get to playing. Okay, opening hand, pretty garbage. These are the kind of hands that are a trap with this deck. You have a lot of your late game things, like Banefire is going to be absolutely useless forever. So mulliganing basically is the same as keeping this hand, because if it doesn't have Banefire in it, we can't even really consider that a card right now. So it's best that we just mulligan, find more than 2 lands, and hopefully some ramp as well, instead of all this late game trash. This hand is not great either, because the Banefire is haunting us and coming right back to our hand. However, excuse me, my nose itches. We can Growth Spiral, hopefully finding our 3rd and 4th land drop, and we have a Guild Summit for card draw, and we have ways to deal with an early game deck with a board wipe, so it's good enough that we're going to keep it. Excuse me, I had to sneeze. Alrighty. Our opponent is deep in the tank here as to whether or not they want to keep. So as you may have saw at the beginning, I'm sitting on about 4,400 gold. I'm starting to occur and then save my gold for War of the Spark. I'm expecting that's going to have a fairly large impact on the metagame, so I want to have as much gold as I possibly can in that moment to buy as many packs as possible without having to put any money in. And right now, I have Mono Blue Tempo built, and I have this gate deck built. I'm enjoying both of them. They're totally different play styles. They're both were fairly cheap. And at this point, everything I'm getting is just building for the future, because there's no point in buying packs for anything that's going on right now, because there's no other deck that I want to build. Okay, our opponent's finally decided to join us here. That's incredible. We're going to put that Growth Spiral on the bottom, as all we want at this point is to hit more land drops, and we'll see what they're playing. I've been playing basically 50% mono red matchup, and then maybe like 30% green black X mid range, a little bit of control. Besides that, there hasn't been much that I've been playing against that would blow your mind or anything. It's pretty average stuff we're doing. Evolving Wilds of the Sacred Foundry. I have no idea what we're playing against right now. I guess we'll have to wait and see. They fetch a Plains. They play a treasure map. We're just going to do this in response, so that way we can just auto-yield through the rest of the turn. Okay. So, we are going to miss our 4th land drop, which sucks. They get down a treasure map. It looks like they're playing red, white, and that's it. Otherwise, they would have found their 3rd color with Evolving Wilds. I'm going to take this time to get down Guild Summit. The only way we're going to really occur a good advantage and probably come back in this game is by drawing enough cards off Guild Summit to put pressure on our opponent. It's much better for us to do this long term than just play a growth spiral, especially with all they're coming to play tapped lands. But I have no idea what they're doing. Okay, that really sucks. We missed another land drop. We're just going to growth spiral in main phase. At least we found a land, and it's going to draw us a card off Guild Summit. If we hit another land, we can play it, because we haven't played a land for the turn. We will do so. This is a great example of exactly what I was talking about. Guild Summit is something that, obviously that turn is awful, but in a matter of one turn we were able to draw 2 cards off of it, and now it's starting to occur as a massive advantage that's going to hopefully keep us in this game even after missing a bunch of land drops. Now we can start finding more gates. They're going to take their turn to get rid of Guild Summit, but it's already done its job. It's drawn us 2 cards, and that's more than enough at this point. All we're worried about is ramping. Let's see, look at the colors we have here. Let's get another source of white, and we'll get another. I don't think it really matters too much. We'll get a green blue, which also makes our Colossus Colossus 1, which is fantastic. We'll run that out there, and they may start to regret the fact that they Ixalan bindinged our Guild Summit and not this guy. It's tough when you're playing against this deck because you don't know if you want to get rid of the things that occur them advantage or their massive 7/7, 8/8, and 9/9 Krasis and Colossus and Gatebreaker Rams that are more than likely the real issue. We're going to go to combat first. Seal away, so they're going to exile it. That's fine. I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I kind of want a Hydroid Krasis to keep the pressure on. It's not going to be for a huge amount, but I think it's better that we still have something dealing damage to them right now than just simply playing another Roots and ramping more. Plus, obviously, as we mentioned when we did the deck tech, the Banefire is kind of like an eventuality for us. I mean, we are starting to get quite a few lands down now, and at any point in the game, it could become a serious route to victory. I'm really curious as to what their win condition is here. Beginning your upkeep, gain 1 life, and then just a bunch of enchantment removal. I don't know what's going on. This might be a deck, and I just don't know anything about it yet. Okay, that's something. So this does have first strike, which means we can't attack this turn, but that is okay. We will simply continue to ramp. No reason not to. Doesn't matter anymore what colors we get. Our Gate Colossus doesn't cost anything. Make another land drop, and we will auto pass. There's no point in attacking, as I said. Lyra has first strike. She'll just murder the Hydroid Krasis, but now if she attacks and then we attack back, I'm pretty sure our opponent's just dead with us Banefiring them and them taking 13 here, so we'll see what happens. They're going to have a way to interact with our board. I don't think holding Lyra back is going to be too impactful for them at this point. It's more than fine. So this is kind of like a red-white good stuff deck. Some COAs, some bindings, your treasure maps, your mythics. I don't think it's going to be enough. We are going to... I think I want to Banefire this, so they can't... No. We're just gonna attack with our Gate Colossus. We could Banefire this and get in with both creatures, But that Banefire is representing so much more than 5 damage right now with this Hydroid Krasis. I think it's better we attack with our Gate Colossus and then just play a massive Hydroid Krasis or draw a ton of cards with Guild Summit and prepare for the future. Opponent deciding if they have something and they want to interact with what we're doing. And then obviously, if they block with Rekindling Phoenix, we're going to definitely Clarion the token away so they don't get it back. Yep, that's fine. Okay. So let's just go ahead and get rid of... is it that big of a deal? I don't think it is. Let's just play a massive Hydroid Crisis, huh? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We can play it for 9. Yeah, let's just do that. There's no reason for us to be worried about what they're doing. What we're doing is just so much better that we don't have to like take time to deal with a 4-3. It's just not really going to be that impactful for them against us or for them going down the road. Now we have a blocker for the Dawnbringer and a blocker for the Phoenix. Their enchantment removal obviously is good against us, but we have 3 massive threats out. They're not going to have enough to deal with all of it. We are for sure blocking this. Okay. I think they decided they didn't want to attack because we had a 9-9. So now it's pretty routine ABC magic to end the game here. Unless they have something impactful for one of our creatures, we're going to kind of just take over. We'll definitely Clarion the Phoenix away and just get in with everything and gain a truckload of life. Do some more ramping, maybe Guild Summit, maybe play Gatebreaker Ram. At this point, there's not much we can do that would be incorrect. Everything's going to lead us to a victory, I think. I've never seen that animation in Magic Arena. That's pretty awesome. Yeah, that unfortunately is not going to do the trick for them. So we're just going to do this now. Because I'd want to gain a life and just get well out of range of what they're up to. Actually, we might do it twice and just wipe their board. Let's do that. Give us a good opportunity to gain a boatload of life here. Get rid of their whole game plan of their creatures. Settle the wreckage is fine. Again, there's not a lot they can do here that's gonna like kill us in the end, unfortunately. We're just firing on all cylinders. I think I want to get down this Gatebreaker Ram. And then if they deal with that, we can move forward from there. But I don't really want to take this turn. Oh, we can still actually search for 2 gates, so this is perfect. And again, we're getting to the point where like one hit from any creature is just going to be lethal with our Banefire. Because right now our Banefire is hitting for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So this is currently a 15 damage Banefire. So if they have another Settle the Wreckage here, that would be rough, but we have quite a few outs. We have 2 more Gatebreaker Colossus, and if we hit our Knight of Autumn, we can get rid of their Seal Away here and get back our other Gatebreaker. So we have quite a few ways to continue playing this game, and they still have presented no actual way to kill us. Karn's fine. We're just gonna give them this because it's useless against us. And then I don't mind if they create constructs or anything. I'm just gonna attack them in the face. I'm gonna ramp first to make the Gatebreaker ram a little bit bigger. And let's get in there. Oh, we are not hitting Karn. Alright, they're at 9, and we hit for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, this will kill them. So, 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11. And they're dead. So, they could have had one of those revitalize to gain some life and draw a card in that moment and barely stay alive. But they hadn't shown me anything like that in their deck up to that point, so I wasn't going to play around it. There was no reason to. We're going to get right into the next game. I still don't know how that deck wins, though. Curious if that's a typical deck. This hand is good enough. We have a way to deal with early game mono red, which is very popular. We have a little bit of ramp. We have some life gain, and then we have some big boys. The only thing I wish I had was a guild summit, but there's a good chance we'll draw that. See what our opponent's up to. Mountain Pass, okay. Red black. Is this an aggro deck? Or another like mid-rangey type of thing? Next turn we can gain some life and start ramping. Make these gate colossus start coming down 2 turns from now. I have no idea what our opponent's up to, but seems like nothing too scary at this point. Goblin Retromancer's fine. They might have like a big arc like Phoenix turn next turn, but we can just Gates Ablaze. Because by then our Colossus are going to cost almost nothing. We're going to definitely take this opportunity to ramp. So we have pretty much all the colors we need. I think we'll just get red and green. Do your worst. Let's see what they're up to. They might just play an Arc like Phoenix out and attack us for 5, which is also fine. Next turn we can play 2 Gate Colossi. Colossuses? I don't know. Chart a course. Okay. They are spinning their wheels. Okay, we can make our Colossus cost 0. I see no reason not to do that. They're tapped out of blue, so they won't have any way to interact. At this point, the lands don't matter too much. We will just get whatever. Play another Guild Gate. Actually, we're going to save this Guild Gate. Just in case they have a way to kill one of these creatures, we can play the Guild Gate and get both of them back on top of our library. And there's not a huge incentive to play it right now because we still have the 2 mana to cast them. We'll pass to them. Shock us. Okay. I don't know what they're doing here. But I do know 2 damage is not going to be enough. Crackling Drake is also not going to be enough. Okay, they're just going for their big 5 damage play. Well, that's going to kill them because of our Gate Colossus. So, GG. I don't know how much mana we have. We'll just do it for 5 so it's uncounterable. Okay. That felt good. It feels like what we're doing is just far above and beyond what everybody else is doing. We'll get one more game in here, make this a little bit longer of a video, why not? We're on a hot streak. Wild cards are always nice. Let's jam another game. That's a good tip. Okay, we have Ramp. We have Knight of Autumn, which is kind of like a do anything in this deck. This Banefire is just really wanting to be in our opening hand today, which is kind of weird, but whatever. And our Ramp will get us blue mana, so I think we're going to keep this. The only thing we don't really want to see here is mono red, because we don't have a way to board wipe at this moment. Hollowed Fountain, okay. Yep. So I am going to slow down my ramp game plan, so that way next turn I can Guild Summit or Knight of Autumn and kill their Search for Azcanta. I don't know which one I want to do for sure yet, but we don't want to let them have that value. And this is one of those matchups where we're going to want the value of the Guild Summit. So I think we're going to get that down now. Oh, we don't have the blue mana, that's correct. So let's just try and get rid of the Search for Azcanta and get a creature down and see what their game plan is, see how they want to interact with this. We can slow down what we're doing a little bit. But the only way you lose to these control decks is letting them get a lot of value with cards like Search for Azcanta and then hitting you with a Teferi. Those are the things that will kill you in this matchup. Let's get in there. We're going to jam this Guild Summit. If they have a counter spell, that's fine. Yep. So this will kind of ensure that we're going to be able to ramp next turn. Hopefully they don't play land Teferi. That would be worst case scenario, obviously. And they didn't. That's awesome. Let's jam one of these, see if they have another counter spell. No. Okay. Let's get another blue for sure. And let's just get some white as well, since we have 2 Clarions. Get another land down for the turn. So I know I always say to do things second main phase, and that is a good habit, but there's no way they're going to interact with this 2-1. So there was no reason for us to be scared and do that second main and like try to bait them into doing something to the Knight of Autumn. Knight of Autumn already has done its job. It's just there at this point. Going to kind of give us some value. This time we will do a second main though. And this isn't great, but it is a clock. I mean, they are going to have to deal with this. They are letting us ramp to Kingdom Come. I'm fine with that. As I said in my deck tech video, this is one of those matchups where Banefire is eventually just going to murder them. I mean, if this thing gets in 2 more attacks and they're at 10, our Banefires can easily hit for 10 damage and just kill them. And it looks like we really slowed them down by getting their Search for Azcanta, which was awesome. So we're going to jam one of these, even if it gets countered. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We're going to draw a couple cards, hopefully make our land drops, and just continuing firing here. We're not really worried about whether or not it gets countered because they're running out of cards. Okay, we'll get our land down. And I'm going to play this as well. Okay. If they had a counter, they would have countered the Crisis, so they must be leaning on a board wipe of some kind here. Yep, that's totally fine. I think we're just going to jam another Crisis. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yep, let's do it. Hit another Colossus. And we will discard, I think, one of these Clarions. They're not going to be useful in this matchup. Putting them in test here, they're going to have another board wipe right now. Otherwise, we're going to get to Crisis or Gatebreaker Ram again next turn. That's fine. So, if either of these creatures get through, they're dead, because our Banefire currently hits for 9, I believe. I don't think this is going to do it for him. This is too late. J. Masha. Yep, they're dead. So, like I said, they'll hopefully deal with just one creature. I didn't really have the mana to deal with anything more than that. And then just these Banefires that even if they did have mana to interact with us, they couldn't because it's uncounterable. Alright, well, I would play more games, but this, I don't want these videos to be like a half hour or anything, so I guess I'll just end it there. I've said it time and time again, but you get to see it. This deck just does great things. It has great matchups. If it draws the right cards, it's always going to have play. You're never going to sit down to a matchup that you're just stone cold dead to. The Drake deck can be difficult, but as you saw, we just outpaced them in our matchup against it, and our Hydrate Crisis is a great blocker for it, so it is what it is. Thank you guys so much for watching. The next video hopefully will be us hitting Platinum, so tune in next time. We'll talk to you guys soon.